31 minutes left. Okay, this video should probably be about 30 minutes or something. I don't know. Alright, so it is the last day of March, and I was indecisive of what video to make. Then again, I have tons of videos I need to catch up on, like, talk about my thoughts on the Avengers Doomsday casting, that apparently was the big Marvel announcement. Marvel wanted to announce, like, back on Wednesday, or pretty much my reviews for Captain America 4, Madam Web, Spider-Man show on Disney+. Yeah, I have a bunch of videos I need to catch up, but this is what I picked, and originally I wanted to review all the Disney live-action remakes before I reviewed Snow White, but change of plans, I'm gonna do this, but I'm still gonna review the live-action remakes, just those are gonna have to be after, because I wanted to save this for last, but oh well, things don't always go according to plan, but anyway, so yeah, as you've seen the title, I would say this would be my thoughts on both the original and remake, but this is pretty much just going to be a spoiler review on the remake of Snow White, as we just saw it. Unfortunately, I've seen it twice. It's my second viewing. This is her first viewing. Mom, any thoughts?
I thought it was good.
Oh, wait. Oh, so you enjoyed it.
Oh, wait,
Despite all the backlash this movie was getting?
Well, it's getting backlash because she threw it under the bus. She's acting for a role that she disagrees with. It's kind of weird, but I think it was good. They did good.
Okay. Well, I mean,
it was a good movie.
I expected it. She doesn't care much about what other folks think. But she's a major Disney fan, and so am I. As I've been rewatching Disney movies, I'm like, damn, I'm like reawakening my old Disney self. I've kind of missed this. They don't make these movies no more, Disney. Like, why?
I know.
Like, okay. Anyway, so
the little dwarves, they're good. Hi ho, good song.
Yeah. All right. So as I said, yeah, I've seen this twice now. This is my second viewing. I actually saw it last night. Now I've seen it again. And what am I?
With me.
Yes. The reason I went to see it again was with her, because let me be honest, I would have only seen it once. But the reason I saw it twice, for two specific reasons: one, with her, and second, I needed to pay attention because the first viewing, I actually fell asleep on the first half, and then I wasn't paying attention much in the middle end because I was bored at certain moments in the movie. But I had a good excuse for the falling asleep thing. I know people will be like, "Oh, you fell asleep because the movie was boring." No, it's due to the lack of sleep I've had for the last 2 weeks. Being a night owl used to be fun, now it's no longer fun. It's a straight up curse, but okay. Alright, my thoughts before going into this movie. So, yeah, I get a kick out of Disney live action remakes, or just live action remakes in general. Like, for example, How to Train Your Dragon. We're getting a live action remake later this summer, which I'm still shocked about, because that's Disney's thing, where they be remaking their old classic Disney films in live action, but now Universal is taking a page from Disney. Like, this is the first time ever. Again, that's Disney's thing, to remake something in live action, but now Universal is doing it. But still, back to topic. So, yeah, I understand why folks aren't a fan of live action remakes, but I have a soft spot. I got a kick out of them. I like to see something like, oh, adapted into live action. That's nice. But I will say this. Just leading up to this movie, well, actually, not recently, as of last night, actually, I rewatched my trailer reaction for Snow White, and I had a very different opinion. Like, I mean, I was aware of the backlash this movie was getting, but I was, like, being optimistic, giving it a shot, but then, as the movie was coming out, I guess more news updates I heard about it, it just was like bringing it down for me. Like, okay, I'm not that I was like over the moon excited, just like optimistic about it, but just, yeah, basically, like, where I was at, it just was going down on my level of like looking forward to it. Just like, okay, yeah, this is all this negative backlash is like turning me off. Like, I'm more excited for Lilo and Stitch than Snow White, but still though. Anyways, and I probably have already brought this up about how I was more excited for Lilo and Stitch than Snow White in my Lilo and Stitch trailer reaction. But still though, so yeah. Basically, before going to the movie, I was expecting, like, okay, yeah, I have low expectations for this, but I'm expecting to end up, alright, that wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but not bad. It was alright. basically, like, this type of thing has happened with me before in the past with certain movies here and there. I can't think of examples right now, but once I saw the movie last night, oh my god, I could not believe my reaction after watching that. Like, I was like, oh my god, is this how I'm feeling right now? Holy shit. No, oh my god. And what was my reaction? Oh yeah, I was so wrong. I figured, like, I was expecting to, like, alright, I'm probably gonna end up enjoying this anyways. Nope. No, I was pretty much straight up disappointed. Now, I will say this. I don't entirely hate the movie. No. There was a movie I disliked the most watching. It had to have been, well, shit, I can't think of an example right now. But still, though, I don't entirely hate it. Now, I know there's, like, folks out there, certain YouTubers that be force hating it or whatever. Like, I don't want to be, like, those type of folks that be trashing this movie for views or whatever. But I'm just gonna give my honest opinion on this movie. I will say this. Again, I don't hate the movie, but this is by far my least favorite of the live-action remakes, and probably the worst one I've seen, as Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, even The Little Mermaid were pretty much better than this movie. What else? What?
My inner self.
What the hell? my mom's just messing around on Snapchat. Anyway, so yeah, again, like I said, I don't hate it, but I was not a fan of it. I was not vibing with it. It's not my cup of tea. Definitely my least favorite movie of 2025. That's definitely going to be going to the bottom of my list. But I will say this. There's like 50% of the movie I actually enjoyed. But the other 50% are basically just some stuff I was like, yeah, no, I'm not approving of this. No, I'm not vibing with this. This isn't working for me. So I'm like 50-50 with it. I could give it a very low rating, but again, there's a couple of things here and there that I did enjoy about the movie. And I will say this: most of the remakes, most of the Disney live-action remakes, do end up being better than the originals. For example, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. Plus The Little Mermaid. I might as well include that. But still, though, what? I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted.
What is going on?
Still, though, so yeah, I think everyone can agree that, like, the live-action remakes can, like, obviously they're gonna do things. I mean, they'll still, like, repeat stuff from the original, but add in new things and, like, make certain choices that end up surpassing the originals. Like, for example, Cinderella. That is pretty much better than the original. I mean, nothing wrong with the original, but, like, everyone can agree that Cinderella is a better movie than the original. Like, it surpassed the original. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but yeah. Basically,
yeah, she's bomb. That was an epic movie.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that movie's 10 years old as of March. Like, a few days ago. I better wrap. Oh, shit. I need to do Duolingo. I may have to stop recording mid recording. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going, rushing this. I was like, oh god, I talk too fast. I'm already messing up this video. Okay, so though, point is, they do stuff that, like, okay, yeah, this is, like, better. Like, there's a few choices they've made here that are better than the original. Same can go for Snow White. There's a couple of things here, like, okay, yeah, this is a certain change I do like that is kind of better than the original. But I will say this: if you were to ask me if this is better than the original, yeah, no, the original is better than than the remake. And let me hear my thoughts on the remake. So I've only seen it twice, as I can recall. I know I've seen it once, but then, as of recent, when I was watching it, just to see what was Rachel Zegler yapping about, as she said it's outdated and that the prince was a bit of a stalker with Snow White. Basically, whatever she said, which was... What? Okay,
That's me is old.
Yeah.
You look like Nana.
Maybe, possibly. Okay. Alright, what I'm trying to say is that, as I was saying, as my mom keeps distracting me, Why are you playing with Snapchat right now?
Because I can't drive with you doing that.
Oh, okay, duly noted. Okay, still though, what I'm trying, as I was saying, so yeah, I was rewatching the original, not only in preparation to watch the remake in comparison for this video, but also to see what Rachel Zegler was talking about, because, basically she was not a fan of the original, which, after rewatching the original, I'm like thinking to myself, I had three thoughts in my head. One, I'm surprised to find out that this is the first Disney movie, well, Disney princess movie. Like, I know we've got multiple princesses, like, crap, I forgot her name from Princess and the Frog, which I need to rewatch that.
Tatiana.
Tatiana, yes, that movie's. I'm waiting on a live action remake for that. Anyways, so though, we got Tatiana, Belle, Cinderella, Ariel. Like, yeah, we got multiple Disney princesses, but I was shocked to find out, oh, so Snow White was the first in, like, all these Disney princess movies. But yeah, that was my first thought. Second thought, the dwarfs carried it for me. Third, I don't know what Rachel Zegler was talking about. I mean, the prince shows up in the beginning and then doesn't show up again until the very end. He's barely in the movie, and he just stops by and is like, oh, hi, princess. Oh, no, wait, don't run away. I don't mean to scare you. I just wanted to say that I've fallen in love with you, etc., blah, 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 blah. Like, okay, what is she talking about? I don't see what she's talking about. And, you know, I mean, it is technically a love story. There's a few breadcrumbs of it being a love story in the original. But yeah, I'll say this, that movie is old as, well, I shouldn't say old as shit. That kind of sounds offensive. I'll just say old as wine. Then again, it came out in 1937. We're in 2025, but yeah, well, something you said about how animation looked different, etc. What were the thoughts you were telling me earlier about the original Snow White? Oh my God.
My inner self. Okay, okay, so the original Snow White is in a different time. So how we were raised then, how the communities functioned. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have technology like we do today. The way that pictures were made was to entertain and to bring families together. That's not the same today. Shoot, you have a phone, you have video chat, you have so much technology at your fingertips. You have technology in bad ways. There's all kinds of crazy with it, and movies are, I think, struggling in that aspect, whereas before, in her time, when we first had Snow White, it was a time for storytelling. It was a time for happiness, magic, peace. This movie brings a little bit of that back, but a whole different way. And the music, the tone, the color, I don't know how to tell you. In those days, you didn't mix people up. Here, we've got everybody included, as it should be. And it's, I don't know, over time you grow, over time you move, you innovate, you see more, you develop. And they could have done a whole other things with it, totally. But I thought it was good. I mean, you can bash whatever you want. You can tear down whatever you want. But to lift it up, to bring it joy, to give it the magic it has. If you didn't know, if you're a child and you're just watching it and you've not heard any of the side chatter and any of the back stuff that's happening with the actors, it would be magic. Little girls and boys who love that kind of stuff from Disney, they would be totally taken to another world, another place. They'd want to be soldiers. They want to be princes. They'd want to be the princess. They want to protect the princess. They want to be the queen. They'd want to be part of the magic. Probably any one of the little dwarves. But by being an adult or being a teenager today and hearing all the stuff that's negative, pulling it down, hearing the actress's opinions and thoughts, and then watching her perform in a way that doesn't match what she says, I don't know, for me it doesn't take anything away. You can be a great actress and not believe in it. But when it comes to Disney, everybody comes back to the magic, the dream, the way it is, the way it should be. And the original has that beginning spark, and now we're bringing in new. I don't know. You have to bring in new. You have to grow. But just like a storyteller, you can't trust. You can't always trust. You can be nice and kind and brave, but you have to be careful. You have to be cautious. It always has a lesson. This one still has a lesson. Still has good. Still has a little touch of magic.
Yeah, I will say this. As I be rewatching the Disney movies, both live action and original, I am like, oh shit, most of these have like important lessons. Like for Cinderella being kind, or Beauty and the Beast, something about beauty, or something about beauty. Then Aladdin being your true self. Like, I am like, basically most of them had very important lessons.
They do, all of them.
Right. Now let me do Duolingo real quick. Alright, now I'm back and now I got 3 minutes left, so I better wrap this up quickly. Hopefully I don't lose any important thoughts I wanted to say, specifically for the remake. But, Mom, you mentioned something about how they should have used actual dwarves for the 7 dwarves in this movie.
Well, I was thinking, you can do whatever you want, but you're Disney. But if you have actors who are dwarves, it brings it more life. It makes it more magical. They are capable of being themselves naturally. You don't have to use CGI, whatever it's called. You don't have to use extra effects. You can make it more full, and magical in its own way. And it gives light to a community that has had several, magical events with Disney. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we go to the cheap route or the fancy route instead of the natural, instead of the, better route.
I have a fact to mention. So,
okay.
I had heard about this a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that Peter Dinklage had mentioned something. I cannot remember what exactly, whether it was he made a comment, and basically Disney were like, oh snap, okay, he's not cool about this, so let's maybe change it up a bit. Instead of 7 dwarves, how about 7 bandits, which we do see them in the movie. Those guys were supposed to pretty much be the original. I mean, I will say this. They did make a couple of changes for this movie. This was filmed a long time ago, but they did some reshoots after the Hollywood strike. So they made a couple of changes. At first they thought, okay, let's remove the dwarves and replace them with 7 bandits. That should satisfy Peter Dinklage or whatever the hell he said. Oh, folks are pissed about this because the set leaks were leaked. People were very pissed. And I was like, okay, no, let's bring back. How about CGI dwarves? Is that gonna satisfy them enough? And
there's nothing wrong with them. It's just, it's not real.
Yeah. Then after that, I guess actual dwarf people were offended about that. They should have hired actual dwarves. I don't know. I don't know all the details. I just remember a few bits here and there.
I don't know if they're offended, but I would say that, hey, I feel left out. Why didn't you include us? Give us an opportunity,
But yeah, they still kept the 7 bandits. They just did a couple of changes. But those technically were supposed to replace the 7 dwarves. Instead of dwarves to be the bandits.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw them in the movie. Those were supposed to be the original. But they like I said, they did some reshoots, but still kept a few things. Just basically Frankenstein. They Frankenstein this movie. Kind of similar with Daredevil Born Again, but that turned out well. That's a different circumstance compared to Snow White. But so yeah, I had low expectations going in, but I figured that I was gonna end up liking it. Not giving it a 10 out of 10, obviously, maybe a 7 at best, but I felt it. Like I mentioned, I had fallen asleep around the first bit, mainly on the song of Snow White singing "Making a Wish" or whatever song. I don't know what's the song name, but I fell asleep on that. But then I was getting bored in certain moments here and there in the movie. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not vibing with this movie. Holy shit, this is, wow. Okay, I was so wrong. I'm not vibing with this movie. Nope, I was so wrong. And my mom was waiting for me. Okay, I was waiting to hear what your thoughts were, and unfortunately, I didn't enjoy this. But let me talk about the things I did like about Snow White. For starters, the dwarfs. I do as much. So yeah, Actually, wait, a couple of things I should say about the original. So, yeah, as I watch that, I hear it's like a beloved classic. I could see. I could say it's overrated, because my opinion is like a 7.5 out of 10 for that one, but it's not bad. It's alright. It's an alright, Disney classic movie. But the dwarves carried it for me. So yeah. It's not bad. It was an alright.
The dwarves carried it and they don't exist. It's a cartoon.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mainly was like, okay, I mainly am just enjoying the dwarves in this movie. Both movies.
Well,
original
I
and
like
remake.
the queen too. She did good.
Gal Gadot. All right, let me say that. Let me talk about Gal Gadot. I've been hearing that not everyone's a fan of Gal Gadot. That she can't act or just.
Why is everyone quick to judge? Dude, get up there and do it yourself then.
Like, I'll say this: when I heard that she was casted, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. No, she's gonna kill it as the evil queen. Oh, this is perfect casting. Having to see the movie. I mean, I was here, like, once it was out, I've been hearing stuff like this is one of her worst performances ever in her career, and it's like, okay, yeah, well, I'll be the judge of that. She was fine. And, I mean, there are certain moments like, okay, yeah, that wasn't, I would, like, the villain song. I was like, I don't know how I feel about her villain song, and Mom, you were saying that she wasn't really singing, it was just like,
it's like a chant. She's chanting. But it's cool. It's still cool.
I tried to...
I mean, I studied singing in a totally different way. I would say that there's some supports there. Maybe some audio supports. But it's a muscle. You can always work on it and always do better. I don't know. It's creative. I like it.
But yeah, now, I like Gal Gadot as an actress, but in Snow White, she was alright. She was fine. I know I had kind of big expectations.
I'm used to her blowing stuff up and beating people up.
Alright, because she was Wonder Woman. Yeah, well, not anymore.
She's been in other movies, other ones.
Oh yeah, she was in an action movie called Heart of Stone on Netflix. Not many people enjoyed that.
I like it. She's good. I like her in that kind of role.
I thought it was alright, but anyways, now to address the elephant in the room, as Rachel Zegler, as everyone's not a fan of her because of the stuff she's been saying about this movie. Basically, her trashing it. Which, yeah, if she didn't like the original, then why would you take on the role?
Well, that's just it. So, like, if you're not going to be real and you're going to pretend, it also bleeds out into your acting, into your role. People believe it and feel it through you. So if you don't even agree with what you're doing, they can feel that. They can see that. And by knowing it ahead of time, you can see it in her portrayal of Snow White. Instead of, it was almost like she was mocking it, like it's funny, like it's a joke.
Yeah, also
Instead of it being real and magic and a person and the way that they thought and felt about their, kingdom and their family and their heart. And in almost all the Disney characters, princesses and whatnot, you can see them as that person, as that role. That's them. They're no longer their actor personnel. They're that character. They're in it. They're gone for a little bit, So I don't know. I'm thinking people could see right through it because she didn't agree with what she was even doing.
Yeah. So whatever she was saying, I tried to explain to Mom about the backlash. I had trouble explaining when we went to go see Novocaine a couple weeks ago. But once she saw the videos on TikTok, it's like, okay, this is what I was trying to tell you. I couldn't explain it well to you, but it's all right. So the change she wanted to make for this movie was that it's not going to be a love story. It's about Snow White being a strong, independent woman, which, okay, I know how everyone's gonna be feeling about that. I know a couple of a-hole men are gonna be like, it's about a strong, independent woman, but I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I basically, not to agree with those type of people, just, I will agree with this, my friend Maddie, as we were discussing, she said something about, like, not every movie has to be a strong, independent woman, if you wanted a movie about a strong, independent woman, you could have made a different Disney movie. It didn't have to be Snow White, because that is mainly a love story. Like, most of the Disney classics are love stories. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, I probably would have liked it a little more if they made this a love story, because, not gonna lie, Disney do not make love stories no more. The last time they made a love story was freaking Tangled, and that shit came out 15 years ago.
What about the dance? I like the dance. Remember the dance with the couple? It was just a tiny short, but such a good one.
I'm trying to think which one you're talking about.
It's a cartoon kind of. There are two people and the rain. They chase the rain, and when they chase the rain, it makes them young again. And they dance in the rain. And then she keeps chasing away from it because she wants to be herself. But he wants to be young again and dance. But then he realizes that he can dance with her no matter what.
Yeah, it's not ringing a bell. I'm not sure.
African Americans, but beautiful story. They don't even speak. They just dance.
Still, though. Anyway, so...
Such a good one.
I believe I was introduced to Rachel Zegler from Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I liked her as an actress, but, how to hear this stuff?
Weird.
What was that? Was that the seat?
Yep.
Okay, just was double check. Okay. So yeah, I like Rachel Zegler as an actress. She does a pretty good job in the Hunger Games movie that came out like 2 years ago. But having to hear this stuff that's been coming out relating to Snow White, I'm now like 50-50, you know, just like, okay, now I'm like having trouble trying to like you as an actress, because you're kind of two-faced. But one thing I won't change my mind about, she is an amazing singer, so I could say she kind of carries this movie, but it's kind of a conflicting feeling about, like, I'm kind of conflicted on how to feel about her in this movie. It's kind of similar to Ezra Miller as the Flash. Obviously, big difference here and there. Rachel Zegler is two-faced. Ezra Miller has committed crimes for whatever reason. I cannot recall, because that shit happened like 2 years ago. Not 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But yeah, it's kind of similar to the whole Ezra Miller thing, because in The Flash, I liked him. He did a pretty good job portraying Barry Allen, but obviously I don't condone the shit he did in real life. It's kind of similar with Rachel Zegler. She sang amazing in this movie, but I'm kind of 50-50 because of how she is in real life. So yeah. Kind of 50-50. But another change they did from the original to the remake was the prince. Instead of the prince is now abandoned in this movie, and it was fine. I mean, there is a little bit of romance in this movie, but just I don't know. I do not know. But another change they did do in this movie from the original is a change I actually like, and that was Dofi actually speaks in this movie. In the original, he's silent, but in here, at the very end, as soon as Snow White is revived by True Love's kiss, he actually spoke for the first time, which, not gonna lie, I kind of saw it coming. Now, I avoided spoilers for this movie, which I'm honestly kind of glad, but it probably wouldn't have mattered if I saw spoilers or not, because I would have saw, I would have saw this coming either way, that Dofi was gonna speak in this movie, whether it could have been from spoilers or just that pretty much I saw it coming a mile away, which I did. I had a feeling that, he's gonna speak later, isn't he? And he does. And he also happens to be the narrator for this movie. But no, that's a pro I do have for this movie. Dofi speaks. As for the dwarves, my favorites are probably Dofi or Grumpy. One of the two, as I've come to think of it. But yeah, thankfully I do like the dwarves in this movie, as I enjoyed the dwarves in the original. So yeah, that's another pro I have. But here's a con I do have that is probably my biggest con for the live action remake. The third act. Oh my god, which I'm surprised my mom fell asleep at the end. She actually fell asleep around like the last couple of minutes, and so did I! Which was fine, because I already saw it like the first time
I don't know what I missed. She like turned the glass or something?
Oh, right. Okay, another change they did, because in the original, the evil queen was running away from the dwarves, still as an old lady, and she tried killing them, but thunder struck and just gets crushed by a big rock. And here, that was in the original. But in here, she makes a stupid move by breaking the glass because she gets pissed off about not being the fairest of them all, whatever. She breaks the glass and she just like turns into like black crystal and just gets sucked into the mirror, which I thought that was cool. That was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but I can't help but think that the whole third act was just a bit lackluster. Like, it just, I'm like, okay, what is this? This is, what is this? Like, what's mainly bugging me is like, before, like, once we get to the very end, the dwarves are sneaking in through the sewers where, what was the bandit's name? Jonathan, along with the huntsman, which, by the way, I now, like, when I was watching the original, when the huntsman was brought up on screen, I was like, wait, is that why we have a huntsman in Snow White? Oh, that makes so much sense, because I thought it was weird that we had a movie about huntsmen and Snow White, you know, that has Chris Hemsworth, but also, the actress that plays Belle from the Twilight movies. That makes so much sense. I kind of figured that I was like, is this like a random thing they're doing or something? I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to talk about the Huntsman movies. I do enjoy those, but still though, that I just wanted to say that I had a realization when like once the Huntsman popped up on screen while I was watching the original, I had a realization like, oh, so that's why we have a huntsman in Snow White movie. Okay, because I didn't understand it back then. Okay, back to topic. So yeah, the dwarves just sneak into the castle, and they don't do shit at the end. They just come like the evil queen is about to kill Snow White, but she fails once one of the bandits shoots her hand with a crossbow. But she turns around to see the dwarves. They're just standing there like, oh, we're about ready to kick your ass, evil queen. Just, I'm sorry, that actually was like bugging me. Like, they did nothing. They did nothing. Like, the whole third act was just lackluster to me. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I think that was like...
Well, I missed that part, dang it.
Yeah, I mean, you totally fell asleep on that.
You do know that it's like midnight, right? And I've been up every day until like 4.
Right, yeah, but anyways, what else am I don't know what anything else I'm forgetting about. Oh, right. So, what's creepy?
Like one red and one black.
Okay, alright. One more thing I shall say about the evil queen. She may be worse than Cinderella's stepmother. Like she is just that freaking jealous of Snow White's beauty. She badly wants her dead. She's like a total... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to... I shouldn't say the B word. I'm not going to say the B word. But, no, she like... That, oh, damn, I actually lost my train of thought. I had a thought process of what I wanted to say about the evil queen. Specifically the character, not the actress, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, these queens are different. Like the Huntsman queen, ooh, she's wicked.
I definitely need to rewatch those. I need to rewatch the Huntsman movies. It's been like... I just realized... Huntsman Winter's War is about to be 10 years old come by next year. My God, I feel freaking old. Jesus.
You feel old? Jeez.
Okay, that you may have a point. I mean, I'm gonna be 19 in like 13 days, which is
crazy.
Yeah, and I feel old is because I remember watching these movies in my childhood in theaters. Like, my God, they're 10 years old. Jesus, now I feel freaking old, but still, though, still, like, yeah, I forgot. Okay, I honestly forgot what were the thoughts I wanted to say about the evil queen. Other than that, yeah, she's worse than Cinderella's stepmother. She just, like, she's just really, okay, I'm moving on. Yeah, all right, what's your rating for Snow White?
I don't know, like a 9. What's your rating? 7.5?
Well, first viewing, I figured it was like a 5 or 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
But I could have been lower. I could have given it 2 stars on Letterboxd. But
why?
The reason it's like a 5 out of 10 is because I'm 50-50. Because, like, I'm 50-50 with it. I'm 50-50 on Snow White. I don't entirely hate it, but after seeing it twice, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to bother rewatching this ever again for the rest of my life. I'm not going to rewatch it when it's on Disney+. I'm good. I'm slightly regretting, okay, maybe second viewing was probably a mistake, but I had to do this just so I could fully pay attention, because I wasn't paying attention the first viewing, because one, I fell asleep due to lack of sleep I've had for the last 2 weeks, but also I was getting bored and I was on my phone a few scenes here and there. But second viewing, I made sure to pay attention on certain bits I missed. But still, though, so yeah, like I said, there's 50% of the movie. There's a few certain stuff in here I did enjoy, but the other 50%, yeah, no, not working it for me. So my rating is probably going to be a 5.5 out of 10.
Interesting.
Which, yeah, this is pretty much not only my
It's
least...
pretty low.
Yeah, you want to know what's my lowest rating I've given for a movie?
Well, I don't think that's...
For last year, Megalopolis. What is that? You don't need to know. It's a total waste of your time. I don't even know how I could explain it to you of what the movie's about. But, so yeah, my rating is going to be a 5.5 out of 10 for it. It's not only my least favorite live-action movie, but it's pretty much my least favorite movie of 2025. So, I'm good. I'm not going to rewatch it again. So, now I shall look forward to Lilo and Stitch, which, haven't you seen Snow White? Yeah, I'm excited to watch Lilo and Stitch. I know that's going to be a 10 out of 10 movie for me because, I know I'm going to enjoy that. That's going to be 10 times better than Snow White. But with that being said, those are just my thoughts on a little bit of the original, but mostly the remake, as I've seen that twice, which that was probably, I know I'm going to get comments of like, oh no, you wasted your money. See, okay. As for how much we spent, it wasn't that much because we both have Regal Unlimited, so it was pretty much 53 cents. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, so I wouldn't say it was a total waste. Now, maybe it was a waste again to see this for the second time, but I only did it because my mom loves Disney movies. I figured it'd be fun to watch it with her, but also because I needed to rewatch it again just so I fully pay attention this time, specifically for this video. But so yeah, those are just my thoughts, a little bit of her thoughts, and just yeah, stay tuned for my review series on all the Disney live-action remakes, because those movies are better than Snow White. This is going to the bottom of my ranking list that I have on Letterboxd, which I need to update. But all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next review. Peace out.